What is up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here again today, coming at you with another daily dose of Reddit happy. Gonna mix things up a little today and dive back into r/random acts of kindness. It's been a little while since we were here, so I thought it was a good time to revisit. I got some great stories today, including one where a person lets a child steal their lunch so they don't have to eat dog food. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Now sit back, relax, and let's hear about some random acts of kindness. When I was 6, I was in a terrible foster home. They were starving me. A man fed me by letting me steal his lunch every day. Backstory, I was in a foster home where they considered me to be subhuman. They fed me 1/2 cup of dog kibbles every day. They went on the run across the USA. When they did, there was a time period we were in a town with a corner convenience store. My foster brother took me there every day to get cigarettes. This was the late 70s, so kids smoked still. I had become so hungry by that point that I was stealing a slice of bread out of the loaves and then closing them back up. I would smash the bread flat and hide it under my clothes until I could eat it later. One day, I was getting bread out of one of the loaves, and the man at the store saw me. We stood and stared at each other. I dropped the bread and ran, terrified of the horrible trouble I would be in. Nothing happened. He didn't tell on me. The next time I was there, or another time, I was a kid, so time is meh. He left his food out on his desk for me. What he didn't know was that I wasn't allowed to eat anything except off of the floor. I do remember at some point knocking the food he had left down and eating it off the floor. After that, the food started appearing on the floor of his office for me. I know now that the look on his face, that unrecognizable, confusing look, was compassion. It was heartache. No matter how many times I tell this story, no matter how the decades have passed since then, I cry about it every time. It warms my heart and overwhelms me with his kindness. Every once in a while, I'll have pork and beans, because he often gave me that, and it was my favorite. Dear unnamed stranger, you gave me more than food. You gave me love and hope. Thank you. Wow. OP, that is terrible. Like, seriously, you hear those horror stories sometimes about foster kids in the system, but man, dog food. I'm so sorry you had to endure that, but at least you were blessed with having a bit of an angel looking out for you. They saw you as a human in need, not just some street urchin with sticky fingers. I can only imagine how wonderful and validating that must have been to a younger you to have someone actually care for once to give you their own food. What a wonderful human being, especially considering they may never know the full extent of just how much that meant to you. Thank you so much for sharing. That's an incredible story and an amazing act of kindness. A stranger went and bought me flowers when he noticed me crying in the car park. My dad passed away last night, and I've been breaking down in tears suddenly all day. I was in the car park of my local shops and I broke down. A man noticed and asked if I was okay. I told him about my dad and he comforted me. Then, a few minutes later, he comes back to the car with some flowers. Thank you, kind stranger. You really are a blessing. Oh, I am so sorry, OP, to hear about your father. It's never easy to have someone you're close to pass. Thankfully, my parents are both still here, but a few years ago, I lost someone that I considered to be an older brother, and that crippled me for months, so I can only imagine what it must have been like for you to be losing your dad. But it's amazing how the smallest act of kindness from a complete stranger can brighten someone's day even just that little bit more, and at least give them some peace and comfort in a time of their life that can be so turbulent. Thank you so much for sharing. That is a wonderful act of kindness, and for a complete stranger, that was a wonderful thing of him to do. To the stranger at the gym who saw me crying in the locker room and let me vent to her and then motivated me to continue my gym workout, props to you. I've had a pretty rough day, and I decided to push myself to go to the gym to try and get myself feeling happier/better. And I tried for like half an hour on the treadmill, but felt nothing and felt less and less motivated to even be there. So I went to the locker room, was about to pack up all my stuff, until a lady beside me asked if I was okay. I wiped my tears and literally piled my whole life story onto this lady. She straight away came up to me, gave me a big hug, told me a few tips to help me with my situation that's been getting me down, and then also helped my motivation for continuing my gym workout for today. If it wasn't for this lady to ask if I was okay, I'd be at home in bed drowning myself in my tears. Thank you. Absolutely amazing how one random act of kindness can make someone's whole day. Truly inspiring. Now, enough Reddit and back to my workout. Well, OP, that is awesome. And you're right, it's amazing how even just the smallest thing can entirely change someone's mood, someone's perspective, their motivation, everything that's going on in their life. That small little act of kindness of just listening and giving you a hug radically changed your day, and it sounds like your entire mindset. What a wonderful act of kindness, and thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you all so much for watching today. I truly appreciate it beyond what I can put into words. Be sure to like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want more daily dose of Reddit Happy as well. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.